lights are out and you stumble in the dark. You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds. And when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me.
After what can only be described as survival last week at the Roval, we come to Sin City and the next round of the iSNF Cup Series here from Las Vegas, round 13. Tony Pastor, Jason Salford up in the booth with you, and joining us right now is also the chief cook and bottle washer of the iSNF Sunday Night Fever Cup Series, Miss Rhea Ferris. And Jason, I'm going to start with you. I'm loving what I'm seeing so far as the packs that we've been seeing, the different lines that these guys are taking during the practice session.
Yep, absolutely. Watching their practice session has been pretty amazing to see the differences between the approaches people are taking, and also how similar they are in pace to each other. We're looking to have a very nice race here, and 4 rounds out of the round of 16 for the playoff. Some of these guys are going to have to start taking some gambles. You see what I did there?
Yeah, I see. Don't do it again.
Yeah, funny. But no, they're going to have to start properly trying to get up into that top 16 if they want a chance here.
You guys are being corny and punny simultaneously.
Well, one thing that's not corny or punny, let's take a quick look at the point standings coming into tonight. AJ Green and Curtis Kelly still at the top of the pile. James Bowles up there. Marcus Hagman continues his climb back into contention. Alex Weigert rounding out your top 5 currently. The only thing is, Weigert's not here tonight.
No, he's not. And, also, too, I want to mention, anybody with a dub already this season is locked into the playoffs in the top 16 going in, as long as they maintain a top 30 in points. And there are a few drivers that are outside looking in because they're not in that top 30. But I do want to say that Chris Worrell has climbed his way up, even through early subbing days. He's got a win, so he's safe. And then there's also another driver. I think he's like 28th in the standings. He just moved up. Jason, maybe one of you guys can look. But
Mikkel Hagström.
Yeah.
As soon as he took over the 2, that team has turned right around, and you must be real proud of your Penske teammate.
I really am, yeah. But I know there's another driver down there that's starting to creep up that has. I thought he had a win. Nonetheless, I mean, I'm pretty proud of these guys for getting out there and putting on a good show when they can. But there are a lot of wrecks in tracks that we shouldn't have, and this is definitely one of them. And I would say my over/under for tonight is 5, and I think that's high. I think that's high.
That's half of what the drivers I was talking to after the Xfinity race, that's about half of what they put the over/under at. So I'm going to agree with you that that's probably closer to what we're going to see here, as Vegas usually turns into a fuel mileage race before all is said and done.
That and tires. Tires seem to fall off after about 13 to 15 laps in the lower tier series. I'm not sure with these next-gen cars yet, but I've had some pretty strong runs over the weekend so far at this track, so I'm hoping to carry that momentum into this race with this car. But nonetheless, I mean, I think the weather's going to be pretty phenomenal for this race, too. I don't think there's too much wind out there today.
Absolutely. And, Jason, if I could have you go grab our interview for the green room, let's take a quick look at the weather conditions coming into tonight. 81-degree ambient air temperature, as you would expect in the desert in Las Vegas. 29% relative humidity, which means these engines are going to be making gobs of horsepower. Only a 4-mile-an-hour wind under partly cloudy skies. Track temperature, not too bad considering we're in the desert. 96 degree currently, and with the time of day that this is, we're going to see the sun set lower and lower, as you can already see the shadows in 1 and 2 behind the billboards. 1 and 2 are definitely going to cool off as this race wears on, and that's going to bring the grip levels up, the speeds are going to come up, and the raciness is going to come up.
Yep, and joining us now is John Hopley, currently sitting 29th in the driver's standings, and just bringing you in for a little bit of a pre-race interview. John, do you have a copy?
Yep, I got a copy.
Lovely stuff. So it's all looking pretty tight here still for for top 16. I mean, no one's really too far off. We've still got 4 races to do it in. How do you fancy your chances, especially here at the 1.5 mile Las Vegas circuit?
Well, I don't fancy I have any chance, actually, to put it bluntly. I'm just here to just do my best. I'm going to try not to ruin anybody else's race. That's what I strive for each week. I try to be a gentleman racer. I don't try to upset anybody, and but I do get in people's way occasionally because I'm not a skilled driver. There's some very, very highly talented guys and gals racing here, and I'm doing my best to learn from them. I'm very fortunate to have teammates like Brian Chu and Chris Worrell because they have a lot of experience and they help me out. Peyton helps me. Clarence and I get along really well, and to all the guys in the Toyotas, they have really done a great job this season helping me out. I even have FJ, Francesco Villarreal, helping me out. He watches some of my replays and gives me suggestions. So I'm really fortunate to have guys around that are willing to try to help me be better.
I will put a dispute in saying that you're not skilled. You are a skilled driver, and you're one of the most dedicated I think we see here in the iSNF. You've started every race. That's not a lot of people in that club. So
so far you've got the Ironman award.
Showing up here every week.
Well, I did join the league about 2 years ago, and I'm very lucky that Rhea has kept me in the top tier because I have caused problems for people. But like you said, I am dedicated to it. I'm going to do the best I can each week, and I spend hours every week practicing and trying to learn with other guys, doing officials, etc. Just to race with these guys because there are some really, really talented guys here. And I just sometimes I'm amazed. I just watch them. They get into spins and they get out of it, and I don't know how they do it, but it's something that some of the guys are helping me with, and they've taught me a few tips along the way. And like I said before, I'm gonna just try to keep learning the best I can in this league.
Yep. Well, good luck with that one. And before we let you go on quality, Tony, is there anything from you?
Just
No.
I think John is past due. And I'm thinking with the help of his Joe Gibbs Racing teammates, you definitely have a shot at it tonight, John. Just keep that car clean and you'll be there at the end.
I'm hoping to keep it clean. I'm hoping that I can I'm just going to spend the first little while trying to save. I want tires at the end. That's all I want. And I'll see if I can do anything from there. But I know Chris loves this track, and you watch for an exciting race from him because he's dynamite.
Absolutely. Best of luck to you in
Thanks,
qualifying.
guys. Yeah, thank you. I'm going to go qualify. Thank you, guys.
This first couple of times starting to trickle in here. Lance Hill immediately jumps up there. Rhea Ferris currently sitting third quick. Emily Fagrell going to start outside of her in the subbing in the 47 tonight. Let's there she is. And if that name does sound familiar, folks, that is the fiance to our very own Linus Brostrom. Driving the 47 tonight. Colin Forrester jumps up to second quick. Chase Harden goes quick time.
Rolls on a good one. Where's that going to put him? Straight up to the top of the pack. And with a gap.
Definitely a gap, and unfortunately, I need to reload his paint.
I think he's just reloading his paint. Because I did hear in the in-sim chatter in the practice, I think he got that one wrong, so he's just left and is reloading that. But good time to do it, I guess, because currently he's still got a 10th gap behind him in qualifying.
Absolutely. I mean, that's insane, the lap he just laid down. It's Marcus Hagman throws away his second lap. Not going to improve on his time at all. Let's take a look at Steven Sear. There he is in the HendricksCars.com, number 5. Coming across for his second lap. Going to put him 24th quick. Dan Solo with us tonight, subbing again for the second sub in a week for Damian Mulvey in the 51. You were in that car last week, weren't you, Jason?
I was, yeah, and a nice little start and park for him, getting him at least a few points and getting backing myself some as well. Why not?
Yeah, he's just landing back in Ireland as we speak from a birthday vacation getaway. So, wishing Mulvey a belated
nice.
happy birthday, and we're definitely looking forward to seeing you back behind the wheel of that 51 next week.
Absolutely. As Mike Iskandar also out on track in his Chevy for Trackhouse Racing. Currently on his first flyer, as is Solo. The only one that has left yet to lay a time is going to be Robert Rowe in the 44, who has not even brought that car out from tech yet. Still sitting back in the garage area. Everybody else has at least attempted one lap. As Solo and Iskandar... Iskandar goes 38th. Solo... must have brushed the wall somewhere as it didn't count. That first...
Christian Malcharek's qualifying over as well, as he had a lovely save coming through 3.
Unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to see it. JB Banner also out on track. He just finished his 4 qualifying laps. See what time Solo's going to put up on his second lap. 44th. So safety lap for Solo. And from the looks of it, we're having... Mike Iskandar jumps up to 17th quick. So there is that. Let's take a quick look at the starting grid tonight.
No, that couldn't have been a safety lap from Dan Solo, because there are we got a max number of pit boxes, and that's why we're currently in a heat.
The hell?
You will see that the 2 drivers in the heat are not going to make it through to the feature, because there were 45 drivers who tried to qualify. Only 43 drivers can.
So that means we're having a shootout between 2 cars.
No.
Okay.
It's just because you can't set it so that you can have 45 try and qualify, but only 43 come through without having a heat that sets 0 to go through to the feature.
Thanks, iRacing.
So that's what we're doing here. Of which I assume this will be skipped, but we might get to see these cars running. We will have to wait and see, but that does mean that Dan Sol and Robert Rowe are not going to be able to make it into the main race, unfortunately for them.
So, the winner of this transfers?
Nope. None of them.
Neither of these 2 transfer.
Neither of them.
Yet another anomaly from iRacing.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure as to why we're still in this and why session's not being skipped, but
Because you can't skip it. We found that out on Thursdays.
okay.
We're not able to skip the heat race, if you want to call it that. So again, yet
This
another
wave.
anomaly from iRacing that.
Yeah, I mean, quickest way of running this is going to be to have them both do the minimum 3 laps then.
Yeah, absolutely. As you know what, Jason? Let's grab another interview while we're waiting for these guys to do their 3 laps. That should give us time to talk to another driver. Who would you like to talk to?
I don't know, to be honest. I don't have strong opinions either way.
Green flag, green
You let me know someone, I'll grab them.
How about Mike Iskandar? We haven't had a lot of chances to talk to the driver of the 99 for Trackhouse.
Then I will drag him up and ask. Hello, Mike. It's Jason and Tony up in the booth. You alright for a quick pre-race interview?
Yeah.
One of the few Trackhouse drivers we haven't really had a chance to talk to this week, or this season, I should say. But Mike, you've had a strong season so far.
Yeah, it's been kind of rough with all these incidents I've been in, but I'm getting up there. I mean, my teammates are good, real good drivers, and I'm learning a lot from them too. So I don't know why we're not being able to grid up here, but
it's because there is a maximum number of drivers that are able to qualify, and we had 45 drivers try.
oh,
This is unfortunately the only way to do it.
okay, that's weird.
But Mike, you had some pretty good speed, or showing some pretty solid speed in the practice session. You know, what are you expecting out of this race? You know, as far as you're just going to try to keep it clean, or are you really going to go for one?
It's okay, we're enjoying
Well, I know I did pretty good in the truck races and the Xfinity.
And just like that, they made it into the playoffs.
The cups were, the cars kind of seem like they're on ice right now, but I'll try to keep
We're
my
here
cool
with our
and go
winning
from there.
winner, Danny Solo. Danny, how did you feel your Nutritech Ford handled today? Do you think Rick Ware will ever make its debut in the main event?
All right, Mike. Best of luck to you here in the feature, and hopefully we're talking to you in a few laps.
I hope so. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Cool. So looking forward to the race, we can, I guess we can now actually take a look at the grid, Tony.
We can at that, as Chris Worrell sets quick time by quite a margin over Linus Brostrom. Not a big shocker that those two are up in the front. Alex Eraldson and Zach Phillips going to roll it off from row number 2. Skylar Carnes returns in the 21 as he's going to be joined with Colin Forster in the ace. Lance Hill and A.J. Green making up row number 4. Row 5 sees Taylor Butcher-Benjamin and Brian Chu. Chase Harden and Christian Malsherik in row number 6, with row 7 going to Marcus Hagman and Justin Barkley. Row number 8 is going to go to Mikael Hagstrom and Jeff Weimer, with Mike Iskandar, who we just spoke with, going to be rolling off in row number 9 with Angel Hernandez. And row number 10 is going to see Bob Wyckoff and the debutante Josh Grosso. Jason?
Yeah, row 11 is going to be James Bowles and Jonas Skoglund, with row 12 featuring John Hobley and Amelie Fagrell. Jason Ricketts and Kurt Scally are going to roll off on row number 13, with row 14 being Stephen Sear and Charles Roberson. Running out your top 30 on row number 15 is going to be Ricky Hudgens and Joey Manis. Row number 16 is going to be Dave Holmberg and Derek Cook, with William Karp and Jalen Battle coming through on row number 17. Casey Tomlinson and Austin Cook are in row 18, with row 19 being Johnny Castle and Rhea Ferris. Row number 20 and rounding out your top 40 is going to be Clarence Prince and Chris V. Then on row number 21, we're going to have Brian Treadwell and Tommy Stanley. And row number 22 and 43rd, rounding off our grid, is going to be JB Banner.
So 43 cars, the scheduled distance here tonight. And unfortunately, Chris Worrell not in the right car. That might cost him some points when the race is over, as we've got two Celis cars out on track right now as the field works its way through the 3-4 complex. The only thing that's left to say is it's time to wipe the visor and adjust the 5-point harness. Grandma, grab your bingo chips because it's time to get it on in Sin City. Race fans, it's showtime! Green flag comes out, Worrell pulls the trigger, and we are underway already as he's bringing the 16 of Alex Eraldson with him. Still 2 wide behind him, though, and almost 3 wide back for outside the top 5.
Yep, some good racing here immediately as we are seeing Skylar Carnes defending hard here from Linus Brostrom on his outside for 3rd place. Looks like Lance Hill is going to try and follow Skylar Carnes as close as possible, maybe try and get that position on the inside while the tyres are still going to be good, because that inside line may still work for now.
Lance Hill is pushing hard. We got one way up on the top side. I didn't quite see who that was. Looks like the one of Colin Forrester was rim riding there, coming through 1 and 2, trying to get the run down the back chute as he closes in on the back bumper of Zach Phillips in the 38. A Ford, 2 Chevys, a Toyota, and another Ford showing the way here tonight. And I just received word the reason Chris Worrell is in a Ford is because he wadded both their primary and their backup car during the hot lap session, and they had to borrow one from Team Penske.
Very generous of them to let a competitor race, but look at this top lane. Seems to be working out pretty well here for the 23 of Lance Hill, trying to get around Linus Brostrom for 3rd place and maybe look at a move on some of our leaders as well. Speaking of move on the leader,
here we go.
Here we go. Haraldson on Worrell around his outside all the way.
That second lane already starting to pay dividends because here comes Lance Hill as well. Linus Brostrom jumps up to the top shelf. As that is AJ Green looking the inside. Your points leader already up 4, as is the 23 of Hill, as Hill works the outside of your pole sitter. And Worrell has got to get to that top side if he's going to stop the hemorrhaging.
Yeah, that seems to be the lane that's working out at the moment. And I think we're going to be seeing that throughout the race here today as Lance Hill continuing his moves up at the front now. He is now leading, started 7th, up 6 already. And now up to the lead.
As Eraldson and Brostrom go side by side, the 2 Swedes in matching cars. There's your battle for 3rd and 4th, as here comes AJ Green on the top shelf as well. He's got his partner in crime, Colin Forrester, as those two. Oh! Forrester bangs the wall coming off of 4. That's not going to help his cause as he's working the outside on Skylar Carnes right now. Carnes dives it going into 1, maintains the position. Let's see if we got any damage. Not too shabby on that 1. Looks like the carbon fiber not denting like we normally see. Is now AJ Green hemmed up as the 16 uses his teammate in that Celis Chevy as a pick.
Yeah, that 1 seems to still be workable, but he ran pretty high through 3 and 4 that time around, so I'm not sure whether he's sustaining damage here. He stays up there again, nearly scraping that wall.
Something is definitely wrong on the handle of that 1. I mean, this is normally one of those tracks where, yes, aero push is usually real, as Skylar Carnes blows the corner entry going into 3.
maybe it's just small mistakes that we're seeing from these drivers then, and they don't seem to be costing all that much now as Skylar Khan's able to get a good run.
Uh-oh.
Not sure whom that is concerning.
It looks like it might be
Austin
Cook.
Having a fun time.
Looks like it might be Austin Cook. Let's go back and take a look here. See what did happen with Cook. There you see him. Oi! Yeah, I dare say that was what brought out that caution.
Yep. That was very loose.
Yeah.
Not able to get that one saved in time, unfortunately, but not too much damage for either party involved, I think.
Yeah, let's watch that again and see what may have caused it. I mean, it was definitely a 3-wide situation, and he started to step out and got finished off. Luckily, kept it out of pit road, kept it pointed relatively straight. But definitely doing some... Go ahead.
Looks like the 17 is fairly fine from that as well, so I think in the end it didn't really affect all too much.
Well, it wasn't... The 17 wasn't even involved in it.
Negative. 17 is who Austin Cook initially hit.
Oh, yeah, there it is. 52 getting a piece of that one as well, as he had to chase it down the track after bouncing off the wall. So Ricky Hudgens also collected in that. So a three-car melee, and we've already got takers down pit road. Not really a big shocker. It's the second half of the field doing that. Let's go back live here.
People just grabbing more fuel.
That's what it looks like. I mean, nobody out of your top 22 pit, and those that did come down, for the most part, unless you were involved in that, that was fuel only for just about everybody.
Yeah.
Derek Cook in the 17 may have taken tires.
Or it was a small amount of damage repair.
That's probably more likely.
I feel like maybe just a hammer involved in that one. Just a little bit of knock-in to get some parts back in place.
Hammer and maybe a baseball bat to just roll the fender back out.
Yeah, either one, both.
So as we currently sit, Lance Hill, Chris Worrell, Linus Brostrom, AJ Green, and Alex Eraldson all sitting in your top 5. 2 of your biggest movers right now. Actually, 3 of your biggest movers. Charles Robertson, let's take a look at him, running back in 18th, currently sitting plus 10. Jalen Battle, there he is in the Raptor 24, currently sitting plus 14 in 20th. And then we've got the boss lady herself, of course, in her traditional Menards number 10 for Penske Racing. She is currently sitting plus 16, Jason.
You better hope she doesn't hear that.
What?
You said number 10.
I said yeah, no, it's in the number 12, sorry.
Ooh, that says 12.
Yeah, them's fighting words, I know. She's gonna hurt me post-race.
But yeah, she is doing well here, and probably hoping to get a few more positions up on this next restart. Speaking of, we are very close to it as the field is rounding turn 4.
Lance Hill electing to take the outside lane. Is that McDonald's Camry gonna have the button? Pace car makes the hard left turn, and Geico restart zone is in effect tonight. Hill brings him in, drops the hammer, and of course. We'll be right back.
Okay, we are back in, I think.
Yes.
We are back in, and apologies for our issues. I think we're going radio style for a small amount of time.
Nope, we are actually back. We're
Okay,
back.
lovely. We are back, and as you can see, we've got some great action on track. Unfortunately for the 23 of Lance Hill, he has been going backwards since the restart. Had a decent first launch. Chris Worrell was able to get in front of him, and there was some three-wide action for second place, and Lance Hill came off worst of that one. He was stuck on the outside, and it didn't go particularly well for him, as you can see, now down in 5th, so he's going to be looking to work those positions back, as we got some decent action behind him for around about 7th.
Around about 7th would be that man, Taylor Butcher Benjamin, in the Penske Racing Double Deuce, as he's working the inside of Alex Arnoldson. Yep, everything trying to reload here. Sorry about that, folks. If you would like to donate to the Buy Tony a New CPU Fund, you can send that money care of ESBN Tower, Syracuse, New York, P.O. Box OU812. It's Charles Robertson in the IHOP, number 14, starting to make his way forward. Jalen Battle currently sits plus 19. There he is, right in front of Robertson. ATL's own starting to make his way through. Did not have the qualifying attempt he was looking for, Jason.
Who was this, sorry?
Jalen Battle, not having the qualifying attempt he was really looking for. As we've got some battling going on in the top 5 right now, as Lance Hill, Taylor Butcher Benjamin, and Alex Arnoldson all over each other down the back chute.
Yeah, they are indeed. Lance Hill only trying to look forwards, but unfortunately he's got to look into his mirrors, as he's got Taylor Butcher Benjamin and Alex Arnoldson battling
sideways
behind him, and now he's involved. Contact there from the back by Alex Arnoldson onto Lance Hill, shoving him up into the wall. And this battle between the two of them continues here.
It was at that, but you know, that was one thing we were hearing during the practice session is turn 4, when you go to lay the power back in, it is still greasy over there because the sun has been beating on it all day.
I mean, I've got the stream up, and obviously it's on a bit of a delay, and I think Lance Hill got a bit loose there, so I'm not sure how much Arnoldson could have actually done.
There was absolutely nothing Arnoldson could have done, but right now he's doing a lot on Taylor Butcher Benjamin. As Butcher Benjamin goes up to that second lane, Arnoldson looks to the inside, slots in behind, right in front of Linus Brostrom, as those two Celius cars going after each other. And don't look now, but here comes the pro driver in the field, Christian Malsharek, out of Bratislav, Slovakia, one of the Euro NASCAR real-world drivers, drives that Monster Energy car. And, you know, Jason, we were talking about that last week, as he unfortunately had to miss the Roval, makes his return here at Vegas. How did he do in that second race?
From what I remember, I think it was 7th or something.
That's not too shabby.
Yeah, no, exactly. He's competing with some pretty big names. Speaking of big names, Alex Arnoldson directly into the wall. I think he's still up there. He is.
And yellow flag is coming out. Oh, Jonas Skoglund.
And Austin Cook.
Skoglund pointing the wrong way on a one-way street, as is Austin Cook in the 62. That's no bueno. So let's go take a look at what happened to Jonas in the 41.
It started surprisingly far back.
Oh, there they are going into turn 3. The 62's in front of him, loses at mid-corners, chasing it, bangs the wall. Skoglund guesses wrong and eats the wall as well.
Yeah.
Oh.
Unfortunately, not the first time we've seen Austin Cook lose the car and affect someone else's race. I'm
going to watch this one from the eye in the sky.
Seeing from him.
Yeah, this is We're going to watch this one from the eye in the sky. There goes the back end stepping out right where the transition is. Gets greasy, and Skoglund, it looked like Cook was going to go low. Skoglund guessed high and chose wrong, and it broke the front suspension on both their cars. Skoglund's just along for the ride at that point, which is why he went back up and hit Cook, spinning both of them around. Skoglund cannot steer right now, so that is going to make
to see it.
Well,
this is not the Austin Cook that we're used to seeing when he does race in this league.
You are correct, sir. But the good news is both those drivers do have a fast repair that they can burn.
You are correct, they do.
And electing to stay out is Curtis Kelly, as everybody else brings them pit side for at least fuel.
Yep.
Chris Worrell winning the battle off pit road. There he is, as that they were able to, under that pit stop, they were able to slap the 11s on the door of that car.
It's not so surprising that not many people have come in for tires.
First one that
did
did
4 total sets, and
right,
only 27 laps into 134 lap race.
Well, there are a few that did, but the first one that did is the Slovakian that we were talking about, Mr. Christian Malsarek, driving the 33 for Childress tonight. You know, Jason, I dare say you're right. It might be just a little too early. Excuse me. Might be a little too early to be trying to put a new fresh set of shoes on.
And James Bowles said something about forgetting to put tires on, so I think he's coming down again for tires this time.
He is at that, as there he is in the Castrol 6.
Yeah, tires are coming on that car.
Yep. But Curtis Kelly did stay out after coming down under the first caution that we saw. St. John's, New Brunswick is where he calls home. Let's hope he has better luck than the Real World 45 had earlier today.
Yeah.
We're not wrong, right?
Well, better luck. It depends how you look at it. But no more talk on that, as we may have people who haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, just know that just know that fines are coming.
We'll move away from that, but I do recommend going and watching.
Oh yeah,
I think the real race is just about over by now.
Yep, no spoilers. Just know that the 45 through the driver of the Real World 45 got into a shoving match with another driver, and that's all we're going to say on that one. Lights should be going out on the pace car this time by, and yep, there they go. Kelly electing to take the inside lane this time. He's got Chris Worrell to his outside. Skylar Carnes and AJ Green make up row 2. Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Linus Brostrom, Colin Forrester, Angel Hernandez, Jalen Battle, and Josh Grosso rounding out your top 10 as we get ready to turn them back loose. Your biggest mover right now is the driver of the number 24. Of course, we are talking about the ATL's own, Mr. Jalen Battle. 10 career wins, looking to make it number 11 here tonight at Vegas. Place your bets, folks.
Yeah, and speaking of wins, there are still quite a few drivers in this field who are looking for their maiden win of the season. Most notably, AJ Green has not got a win. James Bowles, Marcus Hagman do not have a win. Taylor Butcher Benjamin doesn't have one.
Well, let's point something out, too, about our defending series champion, Marcus Hagman, is restarting in 18th. He didn't win at all last season either, and brought home the championship.
Yet we consider it's fairly firmly possible, and AJ Green is currently doing the same thing, sitting at the top with no wins, but 9 top 5s to his name, which is firmly helping, as Curtis Kelly has the button. Second place in the championship, first place in this race as he gets going well.
He does get going quite well as he's bringing Skylar Carnes with him as Carnes works the inside on Worrell. Worrell now under pressure from the points leader, AJ Green. It's Green all over his back bumper. Worrell gets the run down the back straightaway, going to slide in behind Curtis Kelly. Drag race with Skylar Carnes. Carnes just bombs it going into 3. Almost a 3-wide situation as Worrell drops to the low side. Curtis Kelly still running the high line. A little bit tail wag there coming off of turn number 4. Still side by side up at the front of this piece and in multiple spots behind them. They're 3 wide for 8th.
Kelly could not get the exit that he wanted there as he was so high up that he just couldn't get the power down at all. But still looking here, battle for the lead. And as once again, Chris Worrell going for that lead and gets it off of Skylar Carnes.
The Pied Piper of Suffolk, Virginia, making it happen. The wild man Chris Worrell showing the way in that borrowed Ford here tonight. Skylar Carnes all over him. His 2 Fords at the front of this piece. AJ Green, the highest running bow tie. Curtis Kelly, your highest running Toyota. Next Toyota is all the way back in 14th with Lance Hill. As right now, AJ Green under heavy pressure from Chase Harden in the 66. Harden looking to get a podium lockout for the Ford Mustangs. And it seems weird to see a yellow rear bumper on Skylar Carnes' car. That normally denotes a rookie in the real world of racing. So to see Carnes having a yellow rear bumper, as much of a veteran as he is here in the iSNF Sunday Night Fever Cup Series, that's kind of wild. As Chase Harden, on the fresh tires, has wasted absolutely no time opening up a 3/4 of a second gap over Chris Worrell and Skylar Carnes.
Well, that just shows you what the fresh tires do, but you've only got 4 sets of them. If you're going for 27 lap runs, that only brings you to lap 108. What are you doing with the rest of those laps? I think it was too early.
Oi! Linus Brostrom gets turned, and we've got carnage. Oh!
I see this.
Oh my goodness.
Well, the good news is, if you want to take tyres on time, then now is a good time to go and get them.
Let's go back and take a look at what happened with Brostrom. There it is, high above, gets into the 45, and just everybody dog piles in. Joey Maines just had a thank God this is a simulator moment. As a matter of fact, we're going to go on board with Maines. As soon as I can find him.
All down to the 31, getting loose off of 4. I think it's loose off of 4 is the key word for this race at the moment.
Well, we're going to see it pop off in front of him. And just blast the door of Brostrom. That is definitely our first. Thank God this is a simulator moment of the night. Jalen Battle collecting a piece of that. Lance Hill, Mikael Hagstrom, Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Oh, good grief. That was a shot. That's the only way to describe that. That was a hell of a shot.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest, the onboard looks like target fixation, but not really much you can do at that speed.
Well, I mean,
you see, a bit earlier.
Yeah, I mean, well, he couldn't slow earlier because he would have gotten run over from behind.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing is, you know, he came off the throttle and all he saw was smoke And as soon as the smoke cleared, there's Linus Brostrom. He had nowhere to go.
And it's like, oh, there's a car there.
The only thing that you can do at that point is just say to yourself, uh-oh, this is going to hurt.
Yeah.
So
But,
your top 14 stayed out. Everybody behind them came down, and a lot of them putting tires on.
yeah, so we had the people who have already taken tires on lap 27 have stayed out. So Chase Harden, Christian Malsharik, Charles Roberson, Dave Holmberg, and James Bowles, and Bob Wyckoff. And then effective top 3 who took tires this time around being Chris Worrell, Skylar Carnes, and AJ Green.
And I'm trying to find those guys, and I don't even see them. I must be blind.
5th, 8th, and 9th. Now 4th.
Oh, there we go. Yep, Worrell did take tires.
Thought they were.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, and there's Worrell going to restart in 4th. 8th, AJ Green. So this is about to get interesting, Jason.
Yeah, I mean, their tires aren't going to be too different.
10 laps.
You will be able to notice the difference between them.
Probably for about the first 5 laps or so.
Yeah, there will be a noticeable difference. Then they'll start getting a bit more similar as the run goes on. But the most noticeable thing is going to be at the end of this race. If they're doing 36 lap runs for their tires, they'll make it fine to the end. With the 4 sets that they have. If they're doing 27 lap runs, they are not.
Yeah, they're going to make one of those sets last a little bit longer than they're probably going to be comfortable doing. As the lights go out on the Ford Mustang GT500 pace car, the official pace car of iRacing, except for last week when somebody snuck a Porsche into the garage area. Chase Harden electing to take the outside lane in that Bumpers.com Ford number 66. Currently sitting plus 10. Your biggest mover right now is actually back in 14th position. It's going to be the driver of the number 29. That's driver of the 9, JB Banner, currently sitting plus 29.
I'm seeing him as not coming down pit road. Is that right?
Lap 27 for 2.
Okay.
The time would say he probably took 2.
I clearly didn't have him rendered then.
As the pace car makes that hard left turn down pit road, there it goes, and here we go into the Geico restart zone. Harden pulls the trigger. We are back underway. Malsharik and Worrell both asleep at the switch.
BBB has dropped connection due to an upload packet loss.
Oh, rough break for Taylor.
Yeah. As Worrell wasting no time on those fresher tires, trying to get around the outside of Malsharik and doing so successfully, now looking forward to the lead.
Looking to bring
as much ground between himself and Carnes as possible.
Looking to bring Charles Robertson with him, as Robertson in the IHOP 14 working the outside of Malsharik right now. Malsharik just trying to find a hole from the looks of it so they can just ride and hide. As there he is in the middle of that little melee, as here comes James Bowles on the top shelf working the outside as Skylar Carnes down the back straightaway. Drag race, that's your battle for 5th. As AJ Green brushes the wall coming off of 4, and that is a melee in front of these guys. Say again?
Yeah, something happens to Chase Harden on the exit of 4 because he did not have any speed coming through the start finish. So he's dropped back 2 positions. That sets Worrell up into the lead, and Charles Roberson in 2nd place. Meanwhile, Skylar Khan's still trying to fight through past Christian Malsharak, just about. Actually, not even got James Bowles under control yet, because he's still riding on his outside.
Is at that. Bear with me, folks. I'm trying to find the buttons that I'm looking for.
Oh, this battle's still happening now. 3 wide over the start finish and into turn 1 we go. As Skylar Khan's being thrown a lot to try and get past everyone. Christian Malsharak clearly having a bit of a moment there. He's now down to 8th after battling for the top 5. And oh, hard into the wall for James Bowles. Was that? No, that was Charles Roberson, sorry. And coming down in front of the entire pack, pretty much, but avoiding everyone. And he's going to be very damaged and very slow, but luckily not causing a caution there.
Absolutely. Let's go back and take a look at what happened with Robertson here.
Just Chase Harden having no option but to turn him.
Just bangs the wall and comes down and...
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it looks like...
Brian Treadwell.
Well, I can tell you there are some cars backwards.
Looks like Brian
I'm
Treadwell...
not surprised you at this point.
No. Yeah, Brian Treadwell having issues there as he's trying to get back up to speed. The 26 of Clarence Prince involved in that one. There you see the ally number 48 up on the top side. Real high, gets into the marbles, back end steps out, tries to chase it, and 26 nowhere to go. Oh! Right in front of Brian Chu.
Yeah, I just about didn't have it rendered, so I'm gonna have to look at the replay I have on my stream. And
well, we're on board with Brian Chu right now, and there you see it happening. He's off the throttle, thinks he's clear, bang! 26 right in front of him.
Ow.
Yeah. So that's fast repair needing to be burned for the driver of the Gibbs Racing number 18.
Yeah, if there's one place that you don't want to have a car, it is directly in front of your face.
Especially when it's sideways.
Yeah.
That was ugly with a capital UG.
It was indeed, but up at the front, the top 3 have the effective top 3 from before have managed to get to the actual top 3. Warren Carnes and AJ Green, all having put it on the same lap. With the precious tyres, have come up to the front and can now directly battle.
They can. Not to be confused with Jalen Battle, who is a driver in this race.
He is, and
we really need to stop with the puns.
That's... Some might say we do, some might say we don't. I'm just trying to find him.
Who?
Battle. Why can't I find him? Am I stupid? I am. He's 14th.
I was going to say, he's plus 20 right now. Your biggest mover, though, is the man who was involved in one of those early melees, the 17 of Derek Cook, out of McGraw's West by God, Virginia, as they say down there. Sitting plus 24.
Nice moving. We We tend to see it every week from certain people who are maybe not so strong on the one-lap pace, but they sure know where to put a car during the race to get spots.
Absolutely. How's that phrase go? Old age and treachery will overcome youth and skill any day.
Yeah, sure.
So your top 10 as they currently sit, Chris Worrell in the 11. He's got Skylar Carnes in the 21 right behind him. Your points leader, AJ Green, sits in third currently. James Bowles in the 66 for Bumpers.com. Returns to fourth. There's James Bowles in fifth in that Castrol number 6 for Roush Fenway Kozlowski. Justin Barkley sits in sixth. Christian Malsharek currently sitting in seventh place. Derek Cook, in eighth. Lance Hill, there he is in the 23. Currently sits in ninth. Mike Iskandar, who we spoke to pre-race, looking to crank one off here tonight. Currently inside the top 10, so good run for him. Joey Maines, after having to burn his fast repair, sits in 11th. Jeff Weimer in 12th. Ricky Hudgens, there he is in 13th. And there is Colin Forrester in the 1. Jalen Battle in the 24 on the outside. As the lights have gone out on that Ford Mustang pace car. And Jason, we're heading down the Nellis back straightaway here at Vegas. And do you know why they call it the Nellis back straightaway?
Funnily enough, I don't.
Because just on the other side of that straightaway is the Nellis Air Force Base.
That makes sense.
Absolutely. F-18 Super Hornet fighter jets coming out of there. But jet fighters in the gymnasium is what we've got right now with this Next Gen Cup race here at the mile and a half that is Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Pace car peels on off. Worrell has the button from the low side. Brings him into the Geico restart zone, rolls into it, and AJ Green immediately goes with him. Great restart from the outside, or inside, not so much from the outside as Carnes going to slot into third. James Bowles up into fourth. Chase Harden got shuffled on the outside there.
Yeah, a funny story. We were already 3 wide, and I think we still are back there. There's a huge melee going on a little bit further back in the pack. But, up at the front, Chase Harden hard into that outside wall at turn 4. That's going to make us 3 wide up at the front. And hard into the wall again on entry of 1 and through 1. That right side is not going to be very happy with him as he's into the wall again. That's not doing you well.
That right front suspension looks like it might be Bluetooth at this point. And that normally doesn't work.
Yeah, that's not one thing we can make wide.
4 wide
at this point in time. As lots of action going on here. 3, 4 wide. Why not?
As the 42 gets into him.
52.
Oi. 4 wide again. 77 into the wall.
I'm just looking here up at the front. Green has managed to get into second place.
Clarence Prince just got yeeted on the front straight.
Oh dear. I mean, we stay green.
Here we see Clarence Prince and just bangs the wall, and down the track he comes. got a yellow flag.
We got another one.
Looks like Jonas Skoglund having issues. Oh my. That wasn't Jonas, that was Emily Fagral.
Let's see if I got that one.
I can't find her.
I do have that one. Get my analysis going on that one.
There she is.
Do you want me to say the words, or do you want to?
Thank God this is a simulator.
I was thinking more loose off turn 4. Because that's
She had help.
described- Yeah,
But let's back
but
that
help
up.
was because of being loose off turn 4.
Well, here we are. We're watching from the eye in the sky right now. There's Fagral in the orange and blue Kroger's Reese's number 47. You can see her there in the slipstream of the 78. Down the back straightaway they come with a good head of steam. Floats it into the turn. Oh, the 78 chased it down the track.
Yeah.
That's exactly what that. Oi! Let's watch that one again.
I think I'm not too far wrong in saying that every caution has been caused by loose off of turn 4. Slight bit of netcode help for this one, but
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to slow it down once we get to 4. Here they are coming through 1 and 2. Down the Nellis back straightaway with a good head of steam. And once we get to turn 4, we're going to slow this way down. So 78 gets squirrely, goes up, chases it down the track, and yeah, Jason, I think we could have walked side by side between those two cars.
yeah, probably.
Marcus Hagman nowhere to go. Blasts Fagral in the left front. And he bangs the wall. Tears the right front suspension off the 3. And somebody's going to come piling through here, just touching her. Tearing the back bumper off. Right there.
Yep, and bad news for Chris Worrell. He came into the pits and now has some sort of penalty for exiting a closed pit lane because cars were quite spread out in the grid.
Okay then.
So I'm not sure what the penalty for that is.
I think it's EOL.
Yeah, I think it's an EOL, so definitely something you'll be able to recover from, but it's not. It's not ideal by any means. Black flag would be much, much worse.
Yeah, if he's got to serve that under green, that's definitely going to be the death knell of his race tonight.
Speaking of black flag, Marcus Hagman has one.
Like a legit black flag or a meatball flag?
Black flag.
Ooh.
I don't know why, but he does have one, as does John Hopley, unfortunately.
Well, for the first time tonight, our points leader, AJ Green, is going to have the button. Skylar Carnes, again, is going to be the bridesmaid here on this restart. As we have 58 laps in the books here tonight.
Yeah. These two drivers at the moment fighting for very different things, really. I mean, Skylar effectively needs a win and to get into the top 30 is what he needs.
Yeah,
He's currently
flirting
sitting
with it.
32nd with 0 wins, but he's
Mhm.
only 7 points off the top 30.
And he's missed a couple of races.
Yeah, a couple. He's missed half the races.
Right. And that's really what's been affecting him. But again, it seems weird to see a yellow bumper on that car, and
Yeah.
for that matter, it seems weird to see a yellow bumper on.
But yes, Skylar's going to be racing hard for the win. No doubt AJ's going to be racing hard for the win as well for his maiden win of the season, but he doesn't need it.
He doesn't need it, but he wants it.
He wants it. He is 176 points clear of the drop. That's not quite mathematically clear, but it's...
He has to race smart, though.
Yeah.
He's got to remember that Marcus Hagman won the championship last season and didn't win a single race. You've got to think big picture, especially this late into the season, because it would be so easy for him to drop points when he doesn't need to. And then you get momentum going in the wrong direction, and it really messes up your playoffs.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh.
Big picture brain needing to be used here.
Hill and Carnes were leaning on each other coming through too. I don't know if you saw that, Jason.
I did. Hill and Carnes both very much going for it, as Lance Hill once again trying to get in front of Skylar Carnes, trying the inside line, and there's an angry pack of wolves about a second behind these guys.
That's Jalen Battle working the inside of Joey Maines. Here comes the 10 of Jeff Weimer, making it 3 wide. Almost 4 wide, coming off a 2. Good grief. I'm white-knuckled and I'm not even on track.
Yeah, just like a pack of mechanical bees behind them. Just sort of... They're everywhere, but somehow the chaos doesn't turn into anything. He says, hopingly.
You hope.
Yeah.
Good grief. This battling just inside the top 10 is just insane. Well, top 10 and just outside of it. We're still 3 wide. Oy. Mikael Hagstrom sending it up through the middle.
Yeah. Haraldson trying to make spots back up as he's
there it is.
That inside.
I had that live and living color, and that might be the end of Brian Chu's night after getting involved in that one.
Yeah, maybe so.
Let's go back and take a look at what kicked that off.
Very heavy hit to the right front for Brian Chu. That's probably not going to be drivable.
James Bowles collecting a huge piece of it. Jonas Skoglund getting involved in that one. Mike Iskandar, Rhea Ferris, all involved. The 19 just coming out of the pits. The 18 and 36 bang fenders. Chu hits the 19 in the door. What are teammates for, anyways? And just blasts the safer barrier. Good grief. Comes back down the track. Bowles guessed wrong. Skoglund guessed wrong. Skoglund gets into Ferris. The 4 catches a piece. That's Angel Hernandez that guessed wrong as well. Mike Iskandar thought he was clear, but they came down the track and got into him. And Steven Sear just barely able to squeak by on the top shelf. Holy Christmas.
Yeah, some people getting very lucky and some people getting very unlucky.
You're not wrong.
There are a decent amount of people in the pits as well. See if anyone is taking tyres on this stuff. It looks like Justin Barkley's taking tyres. 'cause it looks that way to me. I think he may be the only one.
And I think you may be right.
Because it's a bit awkwardly timed here. We're just off of that point where you'd want to be taking tyres. You're not really going to be having anyone saving any until the end.
Right.
Just because it's such a tyre-heavy track. I don't think
This
anyone's
track...
crazy enough to stay out that long.
And Jason, I didn't get a chance to look prior to us going green. What is the fuel fill here tonight?
I would assume 65%. That's what we keep normally. Yep, 65.
All right, then this is definitely going to turn into a fuel mileage race, as we are fast approaching the halfway mark.
Would you like to know how many meatballs we have currently?
Quite a few.
5.
Ouch.
Chase Harden, Jonas Skoglund, Brian Chu, William Karp, and James Bowles, all seeing the meatball flag and respecting it.
We kind of have to here. And that would explain why those guys have been on pit road as long as they have. Tommy Stanley has been on pit road for the last almost 40 minutes, trying to get the engine and the front suspension arms repaired on the 55 to see if he can make up some laps here. The only retirement to speak of so far looks like Jason Ricketts is the only one who's got it on the hauler.
Yep, you'd be right. Luckily at this track, we're not really going to be seeing many DQs. We'll start bringing up that again. As it's... Honestly, it's going to be a track where you're out of the race earlier than you can DQ yourself, I think.
Don't you dare. Crap. Folks, we'll be back right after this.
Cat-related issues?
No.
And welcome back to the SRM radio show. I'm sorry about the issues that we're having. Unfortunate consequence of this being such a popular league is that both of our CPUs tend to fry themselves whenever we're broadcasting. You may have seen that we were 1 to green. We are now still 1 to green as the green got delayed. AJ Green actually hit Skylar Carnes while weaving. Neither of them spun.
Par for the course today.
Yeah, there was contact between the two. Skylar obviously not so happy about that one. It was just weird contact overall. But we're now coming through turn 2 with the lights off on the pace car once again. And we're going to be going back to green on lap 69 of 134 here in round number 13 of the iSNF Cup Series at Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
Hey, we got picture back.
200. And are we back with pictures?
We have picture back.
Just in time as we're coming through turn 4 now.
I think I went to high school with that guy. Just in time.
Okay. Well, AJ Green is once again going to have the button. It's going to be no surprise if he goes fairly early, as we have seen everyone else doing, and Lance Hill following him through nicely. Skylar Khan's caught napping a bit there.
Outside of the front row is one of the most difficult places to start, and unfortunately for Skylar Carnes, he has been in that position on just about every restart here tonight. As everybody getting single filed up towards the front, it's towards the mid-pack that everybody's starting to get double and triple wide, as the 14 of Charles Robertson trying to work his way forward as Colin Forrester and Austin Cook almost in a 3-wide situation there with the 16 of Alex Haraldson.
Yeah, it's a melee in the mid-pack, and I think that's what I'm going to call my debut album. Melee in the mid-pack sounds...
Too thrash metal.
Not bad for a name of something.
Nah, it's too thrash metal, bud.
I'll learn the guitar, it's fine.
You better learn double kick bass.
Colin Forrester trying to come up the order a bit here now as he's working the inside of Alex Haraldson. But let's talk quickly about Austin Cook here. Up in 4th. This is a bit more like it. Up 32.
That's the Colin Forrester we were expecting to see. And, well... Oh, no.
Oh. I think Rhea was involved herself.
Uh-oh. Well, there's damage on that car. Let's go back and take a look. Oh, yeah. She banged the wall. Let's back that one up previous lap. There you see the boss lady on the top side working with the 41, with the 4 of Angel Hernandez to her inside. Oh.
I'm not sure exactly why the caution was called.
Something happened in front of them. Let's back that up again. Something was going on with the 78 of Bob Wyckoff. There you see Bob on the low side. Chandler, Arizona is where he calls home. So he's used to the heat here in the desert. Catches the apron, has to chase it. Almost gets into the 2, almost gets into the 48. Keeps it pointed in the right direction. And apparently that's not what happened. Let's go back and see if anything else happened with Rhea here.
Caution was called by Rhea for Rhea.
I think she did it mostly as a safety precaution.
Yeah.
So that while she was trying to get that car down low, okay, yeah, she gets into the 4 there and just blasts the wall. Rips the right front suspension off. You can see it kind of wobbling there. Cannot make the turn. And realizes that it's going to be next to impossible without slowing down at caution speed to get that car onto pit road.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was more of a safety feature than anything else.
Yeah, some of the drivers not exactly sure why that caution was being called for effectively single car wreck who didn't spin, but I don't know. We've probably had similar situations in the past. I mean,
oh, we absolutely have.
It would be next to impossible to get that down to pit road when there's no caution. Fair enough.
And with that caution, look who won the pony is Austin Cook is now showing the way.
He is, because quite a few drivers in front of him, well, I say quite a few in front of him, there weren't that many in front of him, but whoever was in front of him did come down pit road. In fact, AJ Green not actually winning the battle off pit road. Josh Grosso in the 39.
Took fuel only.
Yeah, it took fuel only, but that does mean he technically won the battle off pit road. Those who took tyres during this caution include AJ Green, Skylar Carnes, Lance Hill, Colin Forrester, Alex Araldson, Charles Robeson, and Christian Mosharek. So,
we were just past the
no
halfway
real
mark,
surprises
so
there,
yeah.
to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're noticing all the pink in the field here tonight, most notably on Austin Cook's Beard Oil number 62. It's because October has dual purpose. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and Jason, we here at Sim Racing Media have been touched by. Unfortunately, we've lost some good friends to that over the last couple of years. And if you're listening out there, the only thing we can do is encourage you to get tested early and get tested often, because that is the best way to combat it. Yes, it's not a comfortable thing to have done, but it's necessary. You need to find out as early as possible to have a shot at combating the deal.
Yeah.
The other thing October stands for is also Domestic Violence Awareness Month. So anytime you see purple on a car, they're racing for that. And I know, Jason, you and I have both spoken about this at length in previous events, that a real man doesn't hit a woman. A real man destroys the man that lays his hands on a woman in anger.
Yeah, and important to remember sometimes that the same can happen in reverse.
You are correct.
That effectively message real person, don't hit another person.
Pretty much, yeah.
Unless it's a boxing match.
And even then,
at which point,
only hit him as hard as you need to.
in a controlled environment. But,
pace car peels on off. Austin Cook has the button coming into the Geico restart zone.
Green flag.
Chris Wildman Worrell goes with him. Both those two cars getting a good getaway. Emily Fagrell and Steven Sear a little bit asleep at the switch. And what a great recovery so far for the driver of the 47.
Yeah, definitely. Back up into third for the moment. No doubt we're going to see the guys that are on fresh sets of boots coming through, but great to see for her up in third, as we have 3 wide behind Ricky Hudgens, Justin Barkley, and Jalen Battle. Coming through as Melee in the mid-pack once again.
Good grief.
Front as well. There's contact. No one's round. Someone is round.
Well, someone is round. Someone's around again. Oh, hang on to her. Nope. Jeff Weimer just ate the front stretch wall. Looks like Charles Robertson and John Hopley got into each other. This is what brought the caution out. There you see the 14 of Robertson. Skylar Carnes right in front of him. Gets into Carnes. Oh! That's what brought the caution out. And then
I saw the 5 managed to hold it, but then clearly after that, not everyone was so lucky. Oh, I see. I'm behind him.
Let's watch this from the 10. And that's not what we were hoping for.
What did we have?
So there's the 14. Let's back this up. As we're going to go back and take a look at it. Here we are high above. You see Jeff Weimer in the 10. Keep your eye on the 5, the 2, and the 43 right in front of him. The 5 and the 43 get into each other. Somehow the 43 saves it. There goes Carnes behind him. And Hopley just unfortunately loses the front end coming through the tri-oval as the 43 trying to avoid the 43 that was spinning. And just like that, we are back under caution.
We are, and unfortunately, Charles Roberson has decided that is race, as has Linus Broström. So both of those drivers are now out. Luckily for Charles, he is still fairly safe in the top 16. Cannot say the same about Linus Broström, who was just looking to get into the top 30 with his win. And he would be in if he had a full-time seat to sit in.
I was about to say that, as Linus has decided to be a substitute driver this season, but it is possible for a sub to take over a full-time ride if available. So as we are back under caution, Austin Cook shows the way. Chris Worrell, Emily Fagrell, Justin Barkley, Jalen Battle, your top 5. And let's talk about the driver of the 9 real quick here. There you see the Hooters Camaro. That's JB Banner, plus 32. Currently sits in 11th.
Another one of those drivers that we always see this from. I mean, doesn't necessarily qualify the best. I mean, he was actually at the back of this field.
Yeah, he was the bump spot.
Qualified 43rd. But he knows where to put a car during the race. He knows how to stay out of trouble. He's got his pit strategies down.
Mm-hmm.
You can't really say much wrong about this man's racecraft, and we always see him move up.
Unless he gets caught up in someone else's dumpster fire, as has been the case this season, unfortunately.
Yeah. You can say that about most people, and well, it shows that he moves up. He is currently sitting joint 16th.
In the point standings.
He is the cutoff spot at the moment. I'm not sure how countback works on points and what's the next metric.
Top 5s.
Top 5s at that point. Peyton Hubbard would at the moment be in front of him, but Peyton Hubbard's not here. So JB will be in front of Peyton Hubbard. The main people that he's battling points-wise, Mike Iskandar, Rhea Ferris, Chris V, and Jeff Weimer, who I believe he is currently in front of all of them.
Well, right now is JB Banner driving for a driver in the real world who's based out of Georgia. Another Georgia native out of Macon, Georgia, Austin Cook, currently showing the way. The 19-year-old going to have the button as he's got the wild man Chris Worrell to his outside, Emily Fagrell and Justin Barkley in row 2 as the pace car peels on off into the Geico restart zone. We go one more time.
Green, green, green.
Ooh. Stack up there just outside the top 5. And it's the 45 and the 1 both getting into the 24. Fagrell not getting up to speed like she needed to.
Yeah, quite a few of those cars were not happy on that restart. Quite a bit of wheel spin on their rear tyres. As, yeah, unfortunately, that's going to mean Emily Fagrell just does not have momentum. And that's kind of what you need at an oval. So she'll be falling back for a little bit before having to try and make that momentum back up. and try and climb back up towards the front. But here we go with the newer tyre gang. AJ Green, Lance Hill, Colin Forrester leading those who have most recently pitted. Ooh, hold it together, Michael Hagstrom. Just about keeps it.
So 45, a little bit squirrely, gets up into Fagrell, going into 1. 38, bouncing off the 9. Oi. 3 wide.
3 wide is how we've got some of these wrecks before. Hopefully we
And there it is.
And I speak it into fruition as it happens. I said we weren't going to have to worry about DQs.
You spoke too soon, I think.
Just a little bit, yeah. Zach Phillips, the 38, is in line for the Dairy Queen.
Well, he door bangs the 9, door bangs the 43. Fagrell didn't realize that he was there, and Christian Melcherick absolutely nowhere to go, and somebody just got yeeted in front of him. Let's watch that again. Here we are at the start-finish line. So we're going to jump up to the blimp view. There's Melcherick. That was the 48. What on earth happened with Brian Treadwell? Let's find out.
We were talking about Emily Fagrell doing so well. And then she received the meatball flag and has now left.
Well, it completely destroyed the front suspension on both sides of that car in that crash. That's going to pop off in front of him. Here's Treadwell trying to pick his way through. Unfortunately, gets collected with the 78, and both of them eat the turn 4 wall. Rhea Ferris just barely able to pick her way through there. Well then, if you bet the over from what Rhea Ferris said during the pre-race, you win.
Congratulations, I hope you're happy.
Two people you never want to have say that to you. Your mother and your wife.
Not wrong. But this is going to make for quite the interesting restart here. We've got, I'm going to say, not the freshest of tyres for the front two. Meanwhile, third, fourth, and fifth, AJ Green, Lance Hill, Colin Forrester, all having some of the freshest tyres on the grid.
Yeah, they are at that, and this is definitely going to be one of those situations where tire strategy is going to play out as well as fuel strategy as this race wears on. I know it doesn't seem that way at this point, but Vegas, there's two tracks you can be assured are going to come down to a fuel mileage race. Vegas and Chicagoland.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about the Chicago street circuit. That we're not going to see that till next season, or next year, anyways. But you know, here at Vegas, I have yet to see a Vegas race that doesn't come down to somebody going for it, and you know, spin that wheel, cut that pack, and throw those loaded dice. If you can get it done, you're going to come out a genius. If you're not, you're banned from the casino for counting cards.
Yep, I mean, there's a reason we've got all the casinos and everything. This is the city of gambling. Someone's going to take some sort of gamble, and it's going to become a city of quite a lot of racing, to be honest, as well as Formula One is returning to the city in 2023.
There are so many different tracks in the States that want a Formula One race. I know
they decide to put it on a street circuit again. Yes.
That's fine. Yeah, I've heard New York City is supposed to be getting one. You know, what happened to Miami? I know they had a great time when they were down in South Beach.
Oh, we're still having Miami.
So they're doing away with COTA, thank goodness.
Nope.
Damn it.
US GP is at COTA, Miami GP is in Miami, and no prizes for guessing where the Las Vegas GP is going to be.
Sin City.
That's right, in Paradise.
What? In Paradise, Nevada?
Casinos are in Paradise, Nevada, not Las Vegas, Nevada. Fun fact.
All right, then.
But here we go for the green once again. Austin Cook having the button and using it wisely, but AJ Green going to be following him right through and going to be looking to make that pass as soon as possible.
As the 15 of Justin Barkley not getting up to speed the way that the 45 of Curtis Kelly wanted him to, almost got punted there on the restart. Everybody's starting to get single-filed out. Mikael Hagstrom working the outside of Kelly now as they go through three. Jalen Battle right there as well, and here comes Skylar Carnes on a recovery drive.
Yeah, absolutely, and AJ Green coming through for the lead as well on the inside of the 62.
Not so fast as the 62. Battles back on the top shelf. Contact coming off of two. They keep it pointed in the right direction. Drag race into turn number 3. Cook on the high side, Green on the low shelf, and Forrester going to go with the 91. Trackhouse on Trackhouse working on the low side.
These guys know how to race cleanly together, can you tell?
They're having fun right now. They're not trying to kill each other. They're just having fun.
Yeah. Absolutely, and just showing that those older tires can still make do if you use the right lines. And sitting right about in the middle of the track is working very well so far.
3 wide for the lead.
3? We are 3.
Wisely, the 62 of Cook backs out of it. Holy Christmas.
Yeah, at the end of the day, this may not necessarily be his race, with different pit strategies happening, so very wise decision as AJ Green's able to take over the lead, but Colin Forrester wants it, as Lance Hill's soon going to be in this situation as well, as AJ Green takes a bit of barrier with him.
Oi! What are you doing?
That was the middle of the track.
Who is that brain-dead rocket scientist? Chase Harden.
I wasn't going to use those words, but...
No, I did.
That was the middle of the track.
And I'm going to go on a limb and say Harden just got the Dairy Queen award.
You're correct.
Yeah.
Austin Cook now has a meatball. Lance Hill now has a meatball.
Of course they do. You see the heavy damage on the right side of the McDonald's 23 of Hill. Let's go back and take a look at the previous lap here. Alright, let's back that up. The 32, doing his best tryout for Joey Chitwood's stunt experience, goes up on 2 wheels, breaking the right side suspension when it comes down, both front and rear. The 23 bangs the wall, and you can see just how bad he's trying to hold it up there so he doesn't come down and destroy anybody else's race. So heads up driving by Lance Hill there to keep it on the wall until the field goes by. And I can't stress, just he did everything perfect right there, other than get involved in the wreck in the first place. But once he was in the wreck, did everything right.
And I will be back in a short minute here.
So we are back under caution. Lance Hill burning his fast repair finally. There is your current race leader, Colin Forrester, in the 1 for Trackhouse. 16 career wins here in the iSNF Cup Series, looking to make this number 17. His partner in crime for Trackhouse in the 91, your current points leader, AJ Green. And Justin Barkley apparently not happy with Green. Not sure exactly what that was all about. They're still going after each other. I have no idea what Justin Barkley is doing, but I know the league is probably going to take a look at this post-race and probably have words with the driver of the 15. So for the past 2 laps, he has done nothing but try to play bumper cars with the 91. Clemens, North Carolina native, currently showing the way in the point standings as everybody annihilates the blue commitment cone coming off of pit road. Currently showing 22 cars on the lead lap. JB Banner scoring as such car. I take that back, 23 cars on the lead lap. Angel Hernandez in the 4, just coming off pit road now, beating the pace car as lights should be going out this time by. Colin Forrester, AJ Green, Justin Barkley, Skylar Carnes, Curtis Kelly, Alex Eraldson, Ricky Hudgens, Chris Worrell, Michael Hagstrom, and Derek Cook rounding out your top 10 as we get ready to turn them back loose here. The 2 Trackhouse teammates at the front of this piece, look for them to go almost simultaneously. As if you can't fight with your teammate, who can you fight with? Those 2 guys looking to settle it between themselves here tonight at Las Vegas. Working lap 97 currently. We're going to restart on lap 98 of 134. Tony Trapasso, Jason Salford up in the booth with you for this one. Thank you so much for making us part of your Sunday evening. Up on tap next here in about an hour, Sunday Night NASCAR will be taking to the Las Vegas Motor Speedway for their next round. Be sure to join, I believe, Dave Reel up on the call for that one. Field working its way through the 3-4 complex. Forrester has the button on the low side as they come out of turn number 4. The pace car getting ready to make that hard left turn. There it goes, and here we go as Forrester brings him into the Geico restart zone one more time. Forrester pulls the trigger. Green spins the tires. Skylar Carnes gives him a chrome horn. And we are back underway as Carnes and Barkley go door to door into turn number 1. Barkley pinches up, Carnes pinches down. That's put an awful lot of faith in a netcode here tonight at Vegas.
I am back, but my game is not.
Fair enough. Jason having the same problems that I was having. Again, both our computers not enjoying the 40-plus car fields here, but we do what we can. Oi! Barkley somehow saved that.
You are also being asked if you can put the ticker back to interval rather than fastest lap.
Whoops, sorry about that.
That is alright.
I forgot to change it for qualifying. Colin Forrester and AJ Green have stepped out to about a 4-car length gap over Skylar Carnes as Carnes trying to reel them back in. He's got Alex Eraldson on the top side with him. We saw Justin Barkley have a great save a couple of laps ago as now Chris Worrell looks to the inside of Barkley down the back straightaway. Wildman on the fresher tires of the two as Worrell was down on lap 85. Barkley was last down on lap 64.
Yeah, Worrell's got the freshest shoes off this top 6, from what I can see anyway.
He does at that.
And admittedly not having too much of an advantage by the looks of things.
It doesn't look like he is. There's another side-by-side. That's Curtis Kelly on the low side. Ricky Hudgens on the top shelf.
Ooh, bit of wall for Colin Forrester.
Well, he's getting pushed by his teammate, and that can't be comfortable here at Vegas.
Yeah, no, it doesn't look like it. They're running a lot closer than I would, with the amount of faith in netcode I do not have. As Skylar Carnes defending hard from Alex Araldson, putting himself in a 3-wide situation. As surprise, surprise, who's on the outside? Chris Worrell. Of course he is.
They don't call him the wild man for nothing. Worrell still trying to make that topside hustle work on Skylar Carnes. This is something we've seen the two of them do just about all race long, is they have not gotten away from each other since the drop of the initial green. And here comes Alex Araldson, another one on the slightly fresher shoes. Oy! AJ Green caught the wall coming off of 4, and he is hemorrhaging spots quickly.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's what happens when you touch a bit of wall, and ooh, there's a lot of touching going on there between the 52 and someone else I didn't quite catch. I think the 15.
Yes, it was. It was the 15, who has hit everything except the pace car tonight. Let's go back and see if we can see what took place there. Well then, AJ Green not a happy camper.
Yeah, no, unsurprisingly not. Justin Barkley being pushed quite aggressively to the wall, then not able to hold the car on exit. Unfortunately, going straight back down into the 52, and
well, he goes up into the 91, coming through 1 and 2. The 52, trying to get the run off of the corner, doesn't give room. The 52 goes around. The 15 goes down into the 91. While you were gone, Jason, we were talking about the 15 and the 91 beating and banging on each other under pace laps. And here comes the 91, not a happy camper. And if you're a peace officer watching that, that is a textbook pit maneuver.
yeah, AJ Green choosing to not use his words, but instead used actions on track. For some reason, because he is now DQ'd.
Is he?
Okay. He didn't get DQ'd immediately from that, did he?
No.
Let's see what that's for then. Did the 15 just come back at him?
Well,
I'm trying to find this now.
I'm going to look right now. There, we're
Yeah,
watching
15 came
green.
back for more.
This is right after he turned the 15. 15 is chasing him down. Catches onto the tail end of the field. Gets in front of the 45.
Yeah, he's So what happened is you'll see it coming.
There's the
through
15 and bonk, bonk, bonk. And there
Yep.
goes AJ Green. And I think they're going to have to post the 15. Because Barkley was beating on him under caution.
Yeah, well, there's something to be said about getting justice on track. But this goes to a point. I think AJ Green crossed that line. That wasn't necessarily worth that. But then it's not worth stooping below the line as well.
I mean, you're not wrong. There was wrong on both sides there. But if you saw what I was seeing and what the fans at home got to see under the caution, Jason, I can't really fault AJ Green for that. You can only accept getting hit so many times before you're gonna swing back.
Yeah. I mean, it's... Yeah, it's just not... It's just not something I like to see, to be honest.
Oh yeah, nobody likes to see it.
I mean, I am very much not American and used to seeing things go to the steward's room rather than going to a pit maneuver on track.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
more of the time it's more fair if you let other people make those decisions rather than yourself in the heat of a race. Because that has affected some other people as well and given them rear damage.
Well, we saw, Tempest Flare in the real world Vegas race earlier. Seems only fitting that things spill over. I got to see some of the Xfinity race earlier today with the iSNF, and there's rumor mill going on that there's going to be a driver who's going to be suspended for at least one race because of that race.
Green flag, green flag.
Yeah. But here we go. Josh Grosso with the button. The first time we've seen him. And now seeing him up at the front as well. Curtis Kelly and Jalen Battle battling behind him for second place. As they've got a little bit of a gap behind them now as someone's having to chase it down. Bob Wyckoff, there's someone in the wall back there as well, still staying green for a bit. And there it is.
Casey Tomlinson catching a piece.
I don't think anyone was around, but iRacing still called to caution.
I think Casey may have. Oh yeah, no, The boss lady just went for a ride.
I see.
As a matter of fact, we're
That
going to
wasn't
back.
iRacing called caution.
No, it was
yeah,
not.
I
That
see.
was an iRacing deal.
Yeah.
All right, so we can see the boss lady. There she is on the top side. The 42 brushes the wall in the middle of 3 and 4, gets into a 3-wide situation, bangs the wall again, and that was netcode. That was pure netcode. As Rio was down trying to avoid hitting the 42, and she collects Steven Sear in the 5, unfortunately. And around all 3 of them go. So we're going to slow this down once we get to the back straightaway again. And keep your eye on the 42 on the top side, the high point. Okay, he's into the wall there. And yeah, that was pure netcode that turned Sear up into the wall. He bounces off it. Gets the chrome horn from the 42, which sends him down the track into Ferris. And she hits the wall in pirouettes and gets hit again. And the 42 and the 5 get into each other. Brian Chu just barely. Jona Skoglund, though, unfortunately, did not make it through.
Yeah.
Well then. Good news is, we're 24 laps to go. The bad news for most of the field, they've already burned their fast repairs.
Yeah, and I think I may have spoken slightly too soon about there not being many DQs this race. I mean, one was definitely more self-imposed than the other two.
Alright. Just out of curiosity, who's close, Jason?
Who is close? Brian Treadwell and Justin Barkley are close, both on 14. Jona Skoglund, while technically close, is sitting down pit road with a meatball. He's on 13. Skylar Carnes is on 12, and JB Banner is firmly making his case in the driver's chat for the fast repairs being removed.
I would have to agree with them on that one. We seem to have cleaner races when there are no fast repairs available. Or need I remind you of Talladega 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
When everybody had 4.
And James Bowles making a very sensible comment of, can we please all calm down and talk about this after the race? I mean, if I was in a car right now, I'd be muting voice chat.
Yeah, pretty much. But, fortunately, you and I are up here in the broadcast booth and not having to deal with the loose nuts behind the wheel on these cars. It's an ID10T problem behind the steering wheel.
Yeah, it's just good luck with that one in the admin chat after the race.
Yep.
But let's watch the rest of this one. We've got what?
21 laps to go and we go back to green.
Yeah. And driver chat is now disabled.
Admins doing their jobs. I like it. So Curtis Kelly sitting plus 25 has the button. Jalen Battle plus 32 starts outside row 1. Then you got to go back to the third car in line on the top shelf. That is JB Banner, currently sitting plus 37. So still some big movers here, just inside the top 10.
Yep, exactly. Some really big movers, but we'll have to see how this works out with tire situation.
Well,
some are definitely still older than others up here, as Curtis Kelly's going to have the button going into the Geico restart zone. And goes pretty sharpish. Top 3 following on pretty close.
Colin Forrester on the freshest shoes of the three of them, as he was down on lap 105 to get some service done on that car. Oy. That is a slugfest for fourth, as Worrell throws the block on Skylar Carnes. Here comes the 16, Alex Eraldson. Good grief, Forrester almost gets into the wall coming off of 4. That opens the door for Curtis Kelly.
And they're still going to be battling for this position. In fact, battling for the lead as well. Colin Forrester send it round the outside of Curtis Kelly, using those fresh shoes to good use, as Alex Eraldson now trying to run the inside of Jalen Battle to get third place off him.
Oy.
Those second places being contested. 2 McDonald's cars right next to each other.
Both of them for 2311 Racing, as Lance Hill shot out of a cannon coming off of 4.
Yeah, exactly. He got the run of a lifetime and managed to use it to perfection, as he's back up into the top 3 once again. And Skylar Khan's still there lurking, but
looking to the inside of Alex Eraldson right now, as Carnes and Eraldson going side by side. Lance Hill throws to the inside of Jalen Battle. Battle for second. Battle back to third. That didn't get confusing at all, did it?
Just a little bit. Lance Hill using some of his momentum today, well, right now actually, to get up to second and potentially up to first here. Both himself and Colin Forrester have the same age of tyre, so there's no advantage there. Just the pure skill of these two drivers battling it out side by side here through 1 and 2.
Good grief.
Colin Forrester able to keep it just about.
Hill sends it going into 3, though. Yeah. Side by side through 3 and 4. Contact coming off of 4, leaning on each other. Putting a lot of faith in Netcode, as we're 3 wide for third. 2 wide for first, 3 wide for third.
Yep, no one's going to give up the run if they have it, and they're still 3 wide. No one's giving up just yet. Jalen Battle's going to have to give up due to a lack of momentum. Lance Hill still trying the same tactic to get himself up into first place. Meanwhile, Skylar Carnes is going to have one of the best seats in the house for this battle, but he is also trying to battle past Alex Eraldson on the outside of him. Which lane is going to work better here? They seem to be, honestly, completely even at this point in time.
They're about as even as we've ever seen here at Vegas, as Forrester still running the top side for the lead. Hill trying to get around him. Finally, Forrester drops down to the low side, gets onto the apron. Hill does not have the run. Battle for third still rages on, though, between Skylar Carnes and Alex Eraldson, side by side with 14 to go.
Yeah, and we've got a battle just at the back of this pack as well. Ricky Hutchins and Michael Hagstrom holding on to the back of this group and trying to battle for 6th position, as third place battle still hot and heavy here. Skylar Carnes still trying to work the inside of Alex Eraldson, but that outside lane has been working for making defensive maneuvers, as Skylar Carnes trying to run him up as close to the wall as he possibly can, but Haraldson still able to use the momentum that you get off that top lane to just about keep the 21 alongside, as those guys for the lead are starting to make a little bit of a gap now with these two battling so hard, as Haraldson way up. That's going to put us 3 wide.
And that is going to put us 3 wide as Haraldson blows the corner going into 1. That's opening the door for Jalen Battle to get up in there. Skylar Carnes has a little bit of breathing room up there in that Menards Ford, as Forrester and Hill trying to settle it between themselves for the victory. We are 11 to go here at Vegas as part of the iSNF Sunday Night Cup Series, round 13 from Vegas. Thank you so much for making us a part of your Sunday evening. If you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button and turn on bell notifications so you don't miss a single moment of action here on Sim Racing Media, as we have racing 7 nights a week, folks. And a lot of the times, it's triple, quadruple, and quintuple headers. Yes, you heard me right. Quintuple.
Ricky Hudgens holds that down.
How did he save that?
With a hell of a lot of skill, as he just got into the top 5. And, he only managed to lose 1 position out of that. That's impressive. He saved it, and no one ran into him, so props to himself and everyone around him for that one. But unfortunately, that's going to make a bit of a gap between themselves and this top 4 now, as Ricky Hudgens way up the track once again. So
and
he's going to
loses a couple spots that time.
Unfortunately, yeah.
As Mikkel Hagstrom and Alex Haraldson going door-to-door for 5th now. 9 laps to go. Colin Forrester on the low side gets up to pull a little bit on Lance Hill. Lance got the better run off of 2. Forrester got the better run through 3 and 4. Skylar Carnes just sitting back there going, go ahead, guys, just beat the hell out of each other. I'll take the win.
Yeah, exactly.
Damn it!
I mean, bless you. I mean, Hill's been trying that low side.
And we are actually going to go to radio coverage. Take it away, Jason.
For the issues there, but Lance Hill's been trying that inside whenever he can, but clearly not been working out too well for him, so might want to try the outside. Skylar Carnes was probably having a bit of fun watching this, but he's going to have to get a little bit of a move on here, actually. There's half a second between himself in 3rd and Lance Hill in 2nd. Jalen Battle in 4th, sitting right behind Skylar Carnes, and now trying to make a move as well. This is not going to help. We are under caution here. Angel Hernandez is sat on the top side of entry of 3. Just going to take a look to see what happened there. And, Angel Hernandez just moving up into the 33 of Christian Malcharik, and that's a heavy hit into the inside wall. He nearly was upside down, Tony, and moved back up onto the racetrack. But luckily, everyone able to get it slowed down, and only the 4 and the 33 involved. Though there will be heavy damage on at least the 4. Just checking on the 33, of which he took quite a hard hit to that left side on the inside wall. So, as it stands up at the front, Colin Forrester, Lance Hill, and Skylar Carnes are your top 3 in that order. And you got Jalen Battle and Michael Hagstrom running at your top 5. Alex Haraldson, Justin Barkley, Josh Grosso, Ricky Hudgens, and Marcus Hagman rounding out your top 10. We've got some people in the pits. Chris Worrell coming into the pits for fuel only. Malcharik in 33 in the pits, unsurprising after having a lot of left side damage, as is Angel Hernandez, but neither of them waiting too long. So I think Actually, no, the 33 is going to stay in for quite a while. Angel Hernandez had a fast repair to burn. Lucky for him. Bob Wyckoff was in for tyres, as was Johnny Castle. James Bowles getting some damage repair done as well. Curtis Kelly came in for tyres. And JB Banner getting some damage repair done as well. As
we had somebody asking in the live chat, Jason.
Back, right?
Yeah, we do have a picture back. We had somebody asking in the live chat what caution we're on. This is caution number 14.
Ah.
And this even goes further than what the drivers were predicting prior to the session opening up. They said 11. Rhea said she was expecting only 5. We've broken both of those over-unders.
That's unfortunate. But, well, here we are. I mean, what's happened has happened, and we can only look forward to a good ending to this race. As
yeah, absolutely.
Chris Worrell's come down for his last set of tyres, but I'm not sure there's going to be time to use them.
Fingers crossed. Be sure to join us next week as, well, 2 things are going to happen. Jason's going to have a special guest on cams next week in the form of Mr. Frank Marchese, because this guy is going to be at the Real World race in Homestead, Miami. So,
well, yeah. That may be unfortunate, because I may actually be asleep during this race. Next week, as I will be heading to the Netherlands at approximately 2 a.m. my time from my parents' house.
Lovely.
And I do not currently have a working car. And notably, it is currently 38 past midnight my time.
Well then.
So I may not be here as well. We may be completely different.
Then it's probably going to be, if I had to venture a guess, Frank Marchese and possibly Emily Urias.
Well, certainly some solid hands to be in, I think.
Absolutely. As here we go for a natural green-white checker. As Colin Forrester going to have the button. Lance Hill starting to his outside. Skylar Carnes, Jalen Battle, Mikael Hagstrom, Alex Eraldson, Justin Barkley, Josh Grosso, and Ricky Hudgens rounding out your top 10 as we currently sit.
Yep, and Colin Forrester looking to get a nice jump here to prevent Lance Hill from getting anywhere near him. Lance Hill in notably possibly the hardest position to be in here on this restart. Skylar Carnes is going to be all over the back of the one as we go into the Geico restart.
Both!
Terrible restart for both of them. Absolutely woeful from the 1 and the 23.
We stay green,
and
though.
That leaves Jalen Battle up in the lead with Michael Hagstrom and Alex Haraldson fighting him. Skylar Carnes had to check up because of that. That's not gone well for either of those. Haraldson round the outside of the 24. Very tight battling up towards the front. Skylar Carnes looks like he's going to have a great run coming off of 4.
White flag in the air. We are racing back to checkers.
Yep, white flag is out, and Haraldson way up the tracks, looking to get some momentum on his side. Jalen Battle has the lead at the moment. It's just about whether he can keep it. There's wrecking in the back. Are we going to get a caution for that? Doesn't look like it. Three
wide
here.
And what were you saying about Chris Worrell not having time?
Chris Worrell looking to use
Skylar Carnes into the wall.
Carnes is out.
Worrell steals it.
Worrell won it.
Worrell stole that one.
And I'm sorry for stealing all the commentary at the end there. It was just...
That's all you, brother.
A lot of things happening at once.
Let's go back. We're going to try to go back anyways.
And Skylar Carnes getting the DQ off of that. He's going to finish 20th.
Come on. All right, so here's Worrell.
A lot of replay.
So the 16 gets sideways coming off of 4, gets down into Carnes. Carnes eats the wall, gets hit again by the 16. Poof goes the 21. And here's the drag race to the line. Worrell taking the absolute shortest way he possibly can by half a car over Jalen Battle. And then we're going to go back. This is on the backstretch. Take a look at what happened to Bob Wyckoff. There he is in the 78, working the back bumper of the 27. Goes to the inside. The 5 gets loose. He tries to avoid. Gets into the 27. The 27 turns the 5. The 8 takes a race car to the teeth. Oy.
And that restart as well.
Yeah, let's see if we can
I have never seen it before.
That up.
Where both cars on the front row just exit stage left.
I have to find them. Bear with me.
That is fine. You'll be looking 18th and 15th.
All right, so there they are. And I do apologize, folks. We've got to do this the manual way. So here we are coming into the Geico restart zone. And both the drivers on the front row spin the tires and just get sent down into the grass.
Yeah, I mean, everyone else was trying to have such good restart behind them that... What are they going to do?
So here it is going into 3 right after the restart. Keep your eye on the 11. Gets pinched up into the wall by defending series champion Marcus Hagman. Drops to the low side. The white flag is out at this point. Worrell keeps his foot into it. The 15 slips up the track, gets into the 43, gets sideways himself. Worrell keeps it pinned to the bottom, coming down the back straightaway. 3 wide for second. Gets the run, gets underneath Jalen Battle coming off of 4. The 15 and the 21 go into the wall. And by half a car, Worrell wins it.
Yeah, and speaking of the 11, I think I'm going to grab him for the interview.
Please do.
As
replay
winner of this race. Sorry to take you out your celebrations there, Chris, but perfect storm at the end there to get you up to the front.
Yeah, the race was what it was. The beginning was, kind of fun. We got some good racing in there, but it was really frustrating on the caution before last because everybody took their tires then, and then I just saw everyone pass me, went back to 15th, 14th, and I just had no hope of being able to win it. You guys got to check out the in car on that green white restart, green white checkered.
Well, we watched it from the chopper. and
Oh,
it
man,
was
you got-
impressive enough from up there.
Yeah. Oh man, I was sweating bullet, and I can't wait to see the cockpit view. It was just so cool. If
Well,
Skylar and Jalen could have easily blocked me there coming in the last turn, and they didn't. Especially Jalen, especially Skylar, really. But he let me have the lane. I mean, I sent it in there to get it before him, but if he was gonna get in front of me, I was gonna slow down. Marcus blocked me on the high side, or not Marcus? Yeah, Marcus blocked me on the high side, I think, and 3 and 4 on the first lap of the restart. And I was like, oh man, that just ruined all my momentum. There's no way like I'm gonna be able to catch him now. So I shot low him and got in the gas, and surprisingly was still be able to be fast and just worked my way through there. It felt pretty cool, that's for sure.
Yeah, you wait until you see what happened at that restart on the front. Both drivers on the front row spun their
I saw
tires.
that.
Exit stage left for both of them.
Yeah, I tried to call it out on the radio in case they came back up into the field. I am so happy there was no caution thrown right there. Just thank God we didn't throw a caution there.
we're watching
we were
Chris
able to
pick his
race
way
on it.
through the field right now, already up into third. Final
Yeah,
corner
I think
on the final lap, goes to the inside of Skylar Carnes, just keeps it pinned down on the white line as Battle slips up, and you took the absolute shortest way to the finish line, Chris.
Yeah, I tried to, man. I was hoping I'd try to get down there low before Jalen could side draft me and, have a chance of getting it back because his side draft means so much here. But thankfully, I was able to race, two of the most respectful, better guys in the league to get that win there at the end. So I knew I was in good hands. I owe those guys a lot. Thank you, Jalen, Skylar. Jalen did a great job tonight. Hate to steal that from him, but I mean, with all the cautions we had, it was pretty much a tire lottery at the end, and can't believe I won. I mean, I hit the Powerball at the last second, I guess you could say. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Can't wait to go and see this replay.
Oh yeah.
I would like to apologize. I ran the wrong car and paint scheme tonight. I know
we were talking about that at the start. That unfortunately you broke both your primary and backup, and we're driving one of the backup cars borrowed from Penske.
Yeah, that thankfully Rhea was kind enough to let me get a car to race tonight. I tried to throw on the right colors and number at the last second and just completely strip the Penske paint, but we just didn't have time then, I guess. I tried, but it just didn't work out for us. So really apologize. It mean a lot. I mean, I love my paint scheme, but it mean a lot more to be in the right one. So I'm so sorry to do that.
The only thing missing is the FedEx logos on the doors.
Yeah, that'd have been. Yeah, that's a huge bummer thinking about that now. But yeah, I apologize to Rhea and the admins and the rest of the league for doing that. It's my first time wrecking both cars and not having a backup. So I appreciate everybody.
Yeah, but I'm sure you'll be looking forward to watching that replay. But just a couple more questions from us before we let you go and do that proper. Coming up next week, I believe neither of us are going to be here, but hopefully you'll be here for Homestead Miami race.
Oh, I will be. That's a shame. That should be a fun race.
Well, I'm going to be at the real world version.
Oh, cool. Well, that will be a lot of fun too. Hopefully, you can take some pictures and send me some videos or something.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's a shame. Is SRM broadcasting still?
We should be.
Cool. Well, that's still good then. We're gonna miss you guys in the booth next week. That's for sure. But hopefully, be able to have a good race still.
Yeah, and before we let you go and celebrate and look through that amazing replay, is there anyone you'd like to thank?
Like I said, Jalen, Skyler for racing me clean, not blocking me, even though they should have. I wouldn't have run them over. I promise. Rhea for putting up with everyone's frustrations tonight. I know it's got to be tough. Her for being nice to me, even though I had to use one of her cars tonight. Brian, team leader, Clarence, John, Curtis, Lance, everybody on the JGR team, James Lowe, most importantly. Thankfully, Rio was able to give me a fast enough car. Two cars James gave me were so fast, I ended up putting them in the wall. So, thankfully, Penske was able to give me some good wheels tonight, get her done. But iSNF in general, and league, iRacing, all that stuff, it was fun.
Well, congratulations, and we look forward to seeing you, admittedly on replay, for Homestead Miami.
Awesome. I look forward to it.
Yeah, see you then.
And joining us now, driver of the number 24, came up half a car length short when all things looked to be coming up roses. Jalen Battle climbing 32 positions to come home on the podium. What happened in qualifying? Let's start there.
Qualifying. I don't know. Just didn't really get too much practice time, so just kind of using that as my practice to see where the lanes were, and I was just one of my classic. I'll just run the first half of the race and learn, and then try to be there at the end. Unfortunately, we just never got a run in. We just kept getting yellows all day. I don't think we got anything over 20 laps. I know we had a bunch of wrecks there, and people just being too aggressive with their fast repair. I don't know why we have that, but overall, it was just trying to learn the track and kind of keep at it into the end, and came up one short, unfortunately.
Well, Jalen, talk us through that final restart. You pretty much missed everything that was going on to get the lead. Talk us through what you saw.
I saw both of the leaders spin their tires, go to the apron, and then I was just trying to keep it full throttle at that point. I think I had the lead off of 2, and at that point, it was just trying to manage the runs of the other guys behind me, try to take their air away. Got to the last lap out of 2. I thought I was going to be fine. I think I saw them 2 or 3 wide. And I'm like, all right, I think we have this one in the bag. And here comes Chris, which shout out to Chris. I have a lot of respect for him, and him racing me clean going to the corner. I think he could have easily dumped me or just pushed me out the way there, but he drove me clean. Tried to do everything to block him there, but just on old tires there. We had a set left, but I didn't think we were having enough time. But Chris made enough time. I think he passed 5-6 guys to get up to here. But hate to lose him like that one. That sucks. But if I have to lose to someone, I guess it's okay if it's Chris, because he's a great driver, respectful driver. Always racing us clean and hard. So, I mean, P2, good point today, I suppose. So we'll just go on to the next track.
Great points, Dave. This is really going to help your battle to get into, pardon the pun, but it's going to help your cause to get into the round of the playoff. But next week we go to something a little bit different in Homestead, Miami. More of a traditional oval as opposed to a tri-oval. What are your thoughts going into South Beach next week?
Hopefully we can kind of clean it up. I know there was a lot of just discourse today. Felt the race was just ran and just some calls, and then just people just being way too aggressive. Hopefully we can clean that up as a league. People pay too much money to run these races every weekend. Your A, get taken out by someone being dumb, or B, people being too aggressive because they just have extra fast repair to burn. But I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be good. So shout out to everyone at Hendrick Motorsports and all the guys in the Discord. It's always fun talking to them. Rhea and her team doing a good job. Hopefully you can just clean some of these loose ends up. And then shout out to you guys. Always fun to go back and watch this league. Had my brother watching this one. So we'll just go on and get them next week.
Jalen, so it's a pleasure to be able to talk to you after these races. Best of luck to you next week in Miami.
Thanks, guys. See you next week.
And Jason, I believe you've got Derek Cook with you now.
Yeah, Derek, you are you're one of the guys that we don't necessarily see up at the top at qualifying, but we always tend to see coming through the ranks in the race, and turned out pretty well for you here today.
Yeah, I got lucky, and the seas parted at the right time.
Yeah, well, you got to keep the nose clean to keep yourself in it, and you were definitely in the right place at the right time here today, as third place is, I believe, your best finish of the season so far. So congratulations on that one. But just talk us through the race from your perspective for a little bit.
It was it wasn't a bad race for me. I just kind of rode around for a little while and just tried to find a spot where hopefully there wouldn't be no wrecks going. But I don't think you were safe anywhere out there.
Yeah, it was a pretty volatile field as far as wrecks were concerned. In fact, no one able to escape with 0x tonight as well. But in the end, it was about.
I usually do better on the long runs, but we didn't get lucky enough for that today.
Yeah, no, but you still got up there in the end. Are there any memorable moments you'd like to talk about?
Just the end. That was pretty good for me. All I needed, I'm just glad to have a chance to get up there and finally bring home a decent finish without some bad luck or somewhere through the middle of the race.
Yeah, you managed to keep it well away from everyone else's wrecks. I mean, maybe a few scrapes I didn't quite see, but nothing major on your end, I think. So that was good. But what are your thoughts next week going into Homestead Miami?
I like Homestead. I don't mind it. I usually do pretty good there. I'll do a little bit more practice than I have been. I did practice this week. Usually I would just show up and kind of run. I didn't really prepare any, but I did a little bit this week, and it actually pays off.
Yeah, well, good luck to you there. And before we let you go and celebrate the podium, is there anyone you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to, I'd like to thank my teammates and Rhea for putting us on and putting up with all of us. And because it's a great time. Can't beat it on a Sunday. You guys for the broadcast, and my wife and my my family, my mom and dad.
Oh,
That's
congratulations!
It. Dog Max.
Yeah.
He's my co-pilot.
Good to hear, and well, congratulations, and we'll let you go and celebrate.
Yeah, thanks. Hopefully, I get to talk to you guys again soon.
Absolutely.
Yeah, hopefully.
So there is Derek Cook, the pride of West by God, Virginia. McGraw's West by God, Virginia. I believe I said that right. So with another one in the books, let's take a quick look at our finishing order here tonight. Chris Worrell, that is not even close. There we go. Chris Worrell, Jalen Battle, Derek Cook, Justin Barkley, Alex Eraldson, rounding out your top five. Ricky Hudgen, Marcus Hagman, Angel Hernandez, Mikkel Hagstrom, and Josh Grosso rounding out your top 10. JB Banner, Rhea Ferris, great recovery drive for her, coming home in 12th. Johnny Castle in 13th. Christian Malstrek, good recovery drive for him, coming home in 14th. Lance Hill in 15th. James Bowles, Steven Sear, excuse me. Colin Forrester, after getting caught up in that melee there on the restart, coming home in 18th. Chris Vandemestricht in 19th, and Skylar Carnes rounding out your top 20. Jason?
Yeah, and Skylar Carnes being the first car lap down after unfortunately getting DQ'd, probably about 50 yards from the line. Bob Wyckoff in 21st, with Curtis Kelly 22nd, Brian Treadwell in 23rd, and John Hopley and Mike Iskandar going to round out the top 25, with Clarence Prince, Taylor Butch Benjamin, Jeff Weimer, Brian Chu, and Joey Manis rounding out your top 30. 31st goes to Casey Tomlinson, 32nd AJ Green, 33rd going to Austin Cook, 34th going to Jonas Skoglund, the 35th going to William Karp. Emily Fagrell is in 36th, with Zach Phillips taking 37th. Linus Brostrom, Chase Harden, and Charles Roberson round out your top 40. And Dave Holmberg, Jason Ricketts, and Tommy Stanley 43rd to finish off the finishing grid for today's race.
That is going to about do it for us here from the iSNF Sunday Night Cup Series. Be sure to join us in about 20 minutes as the Sunday Night NASCAR Series rolls into Vegas for their next round. On behalf of Mr. Jason Salford, this is Tony Trapasser reminding you, ladies and gentlemen, that as you walk down the road of life, whatever you do, please don't play in traffic. Good night, everybody.